Welcome back to AutoCAD Mission 99. Today in lecture 10, we master the rectangle, polygon and ellipse. This is a draw panel. We have already discussed line, polyline, circle and their 6 methods, arc and their 11 methods. Now today we will discuss about rectangle, polygon and ellipse. First I will use the line command to draw a rectangle. For that I will type L for line and press enter. Click 30 feet, enter, then 20 feet, enter, then 30 feet, enter, then close. Now type REC for rectangle. See the command, specify first corner point. I will click here and specify other corner point. So this is the rectangle without dimension. This rectangle we draw using line command. Now I will draw a rectangle with dimensions. For that I will type REC for rectangle, specify first corner, then here is the dimension. I can click here or the first alphabet D for dimensions. I can type D for dimensions and click the specify length for rectangle. I will type 30 feet length, press enter. Again specify width for rectangle. I will type 20 feet and press enter. Now see the rectangle moves up, lower, left, right. So for fix, just you can keep it and click on mouse left. Okay. Check the dimension for linear dimensions 30 feet. Press spacebar to repeat the command 20 feet. This is the dimension. Now if you have area means length and width, you can draw rectangle. For that I will type REC for rectangle, specify first corner, then here is the area. You can click here or you can type A for area and type enter area of rectangle in square inches. Suppose this is our rectangle 30 feet by 20 feet. So how many square inches will be total area? For the control 8 for calculator. 30 feet means 30 into 12 inches. That means 30 into 12 equal to how much? 360 into 20 into 12 is how much? 86,400. Enter area of rectangle in square inches. Type 86,400. Enter. Calculate rectangle dimensions based on length or width. I will go for length. L for length. Enter rectangle length, suppose 30 feet. So 30 feet into 12 inches, it will be 360 inches. So I will type 360 inches. See, this is the area rectangle. Check the dimensions. DLI for linear dimensions. Length is 30 feet and width will be 20 feet. Again, I will draw now rotation rectangle. For that, I will type REC for rectangle, specify first corner point. I specified, then I will click on rotation or I will type the first alphabet of rotation R for rotation. I can type R for rotation. Specify rotation angle, how much you need. I want 30 degree, so I will type 30 and press enter. Now specify other corner or area dimensions rotation. I will go for dimensions, D for dimensions. I will type D and press enter. Specify length for rectangle. I will type 30 feet length and width 20 feet and press enter. Okay. L for line. Check the dimension and angle. For that go dimension. Click aligned. This is 30 feet. Spacebar to repeat command 20 feet. Again go for angular 30 feet. This is for a rotation rectangle. Now we will draw chamfer rectangle. Chamfer is like that. Here is vertical 3 and horizontal 3. For that I will type REC for rectangle. I will click on chamfer or type C for chamfer. Specify first chamfer distance for rectangle. It will be 3 feet by 3 feet. First chamfer distance will be 3 feet. Type 3 feet and press enter. The second chamfer distance for rectangle will be again 3 feet and press enter. Now specify other corner point. I will type D for dimensions. Length will be 30 feet for rectangle and the width will be 20 feet for rectangle. Check the dimensions, linear. This is chamfer rectangular. Now I will draw the fillet rectangle where radius is 3 feet and the length is 30 feet and 20 feet. So for that I will type REC rectangle. I will click on fillet or type F for fillet. Specify fillet radius for rectangle, that also 3 feet radius. So type 3 feet. Now put the dimensions. I will type D for dimensions. Specify length for rectangle. I will type 30 feet and width will be 20 feet. Press enter. Now I will check the dimensions. This is fillet rectangle. In summary, first we draw rectangle using line command, then we draw rectangle without dimension, then we draw rectangle with dimensions 30 by 20 foot, then we draw the area rectangle, then we draw the rotation rectangle, then we draw chamfer rectangle, then fillet rectangle. Now let's go to the polygon. You can click on polygon here or you can type POL for polygon. First I will draw a circle. So C for circle and I will type the radius 30 feet. Again another circle I will draw. Again I will type C for circle. Specify center point for circle and specify radius of circle or diameter. I will go for radius 30 feet and press enter. Now we have two circles. So now I will draw the hexagon. For that I will type POL for polygon. Enter number of sides. I will go for 6. You can type 5 for pentagon, 4 for rectangle, 3 for triangle, 8 for octa. Enter. Specify center of polygon. This is our center. Click here. Now enter an option. Inscribed in circle or circumscribed about circle. What is inscribed in circle? Inscribed means the polygon fits inside a circle, measuring to the corners. And circumscribed about circle means the polygon fits outside the circle, measuring to the flat edges. So I will go for inscribed in circle. Now specify a radius of circle. You know the radius is 30 feet. So I will go for 30 feet and press enter. Check the radius is 30 feet. And this is hexagon inscribed in circle. Means in circle the hexagon fixed. Again I will type POL for polygon. Enter number of sides. Now I will go for 5 pentagon and press enter. Specify center of polygon. I click here. Now enter an option inscribed in circle or circumscribed about circle. I will go for circumscribed about circle. Now put the radius of circle. I know the radius is how much? 30 feet. So type 30 feet and press enter. This is pentagon. Circumscribed about circle. Am I clear? Now finally we are in ellipse. There are three types of ellipse: center, axis and elliptical arc. So now we will explain the center ellipse. See what is the difference between ellipse and circle. See, circle, the whole side diameter is same 60 feet 60 feet, but in ellipse one side diameter is major and another side diameter is minor. we see the graph here. This is the major axis and this is the minor axis. This is our center point. So we'll draw that ellipse which diameter is 100 feet, major diameter, and the short diameter is 50 feet. For that, I will type EL for ellipse. What is the command here? Specific axis endpoint of ellipse. I will specify this endpoint. Now specify other endpoint of axis. How much? That is 100 feet. I will type 100 feet and press enter. Now specify distance to other axis. From center to how much? From center to this is 25. If I type 50 feet from center, it will be 100 feet diameter. So I will type 25 feet. See, this is our ellipse. We will check the diameter. This is 100 feet. Type L for line. How much? 100 feet, and this is our minus axis. How much? 25 feet. Again, I will try EL for ellipse. Specify axis end of ellipse. Okay. Then specify other endpoint of axis. I will go for 100 feet. Now specify distance to other axis. Distance, it will be from center to center. So if I will type 50 feet, it will be circle. See, it will be circle because 50 feet from center to 50 feet means 100 feet diameter. We check the dimensions, 100 feet diameter. Again, I will type EL for ellipse and press enter. Specify axis endpoint of ellipse. Now specify other endpoint of axis. I will type 100 feet. Now specify distance to other axis. I will type 25 feet. Check the dimensions. L for line. Again L for line. Check the dimensions, DLI. Finally, I use this for landscape design or an oval dining table. I hope you learned many things from this lecture. Use REC rectangle with dimensions for columns and float boundary. POL for polygon for structural shapes like bolt, and EL for ellipse to decorative furniture like dining table. Your homework: draw a 12-inch by 18-inch column with a 2-inch fillet and a 6-sided hexagon using the edge method. In lecture 11, we master selection methods. I am Engineer Pinku. Please subscribe to Green Building Engineers and Architects. Om Shanti.